When your child struggles to tie their shoes, your instinct is to jump in and help. You crouch down, you take over, you fix it. But what you might not realize is that every time you do this, you're quietly stealing something from them. That sounds harsh. You're just being a good parent, protecting them, helping them succeed. But here's what research shows. The more you help, the less confident they become. In Scandinavia, countries like Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, parents do something that would make most of us uncomfortable. They let 4-year-olds use real hammers and nails. They let 6-year-olds walk to school alone. They watch their toddlers climb trees that seem way too high. And those kids, they're part of a society that consistently ranks among the happiest in the world. So here's the question. What if everything you think is protecting your child is actually the thing holding them back? That's what we're exploring today. Let me paint you a picture. You're at the playground. Your child is climbing, maybe a little too high for your comfort. Your heart skips. You can feel it in your chest. The words slip out before you can stop them. Careful, not so high. You mean well, of course you do. But in that moment, you're not just protecting their body. You're teaching their brain that the world is dangerous and that they can't assess danger on their own. Now, you're not overreacting. You're being a parent. You've been told your entire life that your job is to keep your child safe, to be there, to fix things before they break. But over time, those small moments of rescuing, tying their shoes when they fumble, speaking for them when they're shy, swooping in to manage every conflict with a friend, they start to add up. And they quietly train your child's brain to depend on you for confidence instead of building it themselves. Here's what developmental psychology shows us. Confidence works like a muscle. Every time they struggle with something and figure it out, even if it takes 10 tries, that muscle gets a tiny bit stronger. But when we do it for them, that muscle never gets worked. It just sits there, getting weaker. Psychological research suggests the message children internalize isn't "Mom loves me." It's "I'm not capable of doing this on my own." Now, this doesn't happen because parents are doing something wrong. It happens because we love our kids fiercely, because the thought of them failing, getting hurt, or feeling sad is almost unbearable. And let's be honest, this isn't your fault. You're doing what every parenting book, every well-meaning grandparent, every social media post has taught you to do. You're being present, you're being involved. The problem is, somewhere along the way, involved became in control. So what do you do when every instinct to protect might actually be holding them back? That's where Scandinavia comes in. In Sweden, Denmark, and Norway, parents operate from a radically simple philosophy. It's not complicated. It's not a 12-step program. It's this. Trust builds competence. Where many of us say, be careful, Scandinavian parents say, you can handle it. And that one phrase, that subtle shift, changes everything. To understand this in practice, consider what happens in a typical Copenhagen preschool. It's a cold, drizzly morning. The kind where you just want to stay inside. But the kids, they're outside, all of them. Dressed in rain gear, playing in the mud, climbing trees. And then comes the moment that stops most visitors in their tracks. A group of 4-year-olds using real hammers and nails to build something. Not toy tools, not plastic hammers. Actual carpentry tools with adult-sized nails and wooden planks. For most observers, the instinct is immediate. That's dangerous, someone's going to smash a finger. Why isn't anyone stopping this? But the teachers, calm, confident, not hovering, just watching from a few feet away, hands in their pockets. This isn't a free-for-all. The children have been explicitly taught how to use the tools. Always hold the nail steady, always watch where the hammer lands, always work on a stable surface. The trust is paired with clear rules. And the children, completely focused. Tongue sticking out in concentration. Careful in a way that only comes when you know you're in charge of your own safety. Minor mishits happen. A nail bends, a finger gets close, but not injured. But serious injuries are incredibly rare. And then one little girl, maybe 4 years old, steps back to look at the birdhouse she's just assembled. The pride on her face isn't from being praised. It's from knowing she's done something hard. Something real. Something that matters. Now, imagine that same scene in most American preschools. There would be forms to sign, liability concerns. Parents would be outraged. My child could have been hurt. But here's what observation reveals. The Danish children aren't being reckless. They're being trusted. And that trust makes them more careful, not less. But wait. Before you think this is about being reckless, here's the core philosophy behind safety that most parents miss. The Scandinavian approach is rooted in a cultural concept called friluftsliv. which translates roughly to open-air living or free air life. It's the core belief that children must experience the world firsthand to learn their own limits. That independence isn't something you grant at a certain age, like handing over the car keys. It's something you nurture step by step, through trust. And here's the crucial part. This isn't about being negligent. It's about believing that children are capable and then giving them the space to prove it. Because when you trust a child to try, to struggle, to figure it out, you're not just teaching them a skill, you're teaching them something deeper. You're teaching them that they can handle hard things, that they can rely on themselves. And that confidence, it doesn't come from praise. It doesn't come from success. It comes from the experience of doing something difficult and surviving it. So let's talk about what Scandinavian parents actually do that's so different. Because it's not magic. It's a set of principles you can learn. And once you understand them, they make perfect sense. Principle 1, trust and autonomy start early. From the first day of kindergarten in Denmark, children are encouraged to solve their own conflicts. A toy gets grabbed. A disagreement breaks out. And the teacher? She doesn't rush in. She watches. She waits. Now, this doesn't mean she's ignoring them. She's fully present. She's assessing. But she's giving them the gift of time. Time to figure it out themselves. The message is clear. We trust you to try first. And if the kids can't work it out, the teacher doesn't solve it for them. She asks questions. What do you think you could do? How do you think your friend feels? She's guiding, not interfering. Because she knows that every time a child solves a problem on their own, their brain files that away as evidence. I can do this. Principle 2, emotional resilience through freedom. Now, here's where it gets uncomfortable for a lot of parents. Scandinavian parents let their kids feel discomfort, boredom, frustration, even mild failure. They don't rush in with entertainment, solutions, or reassurance. And before you think that sounds harsh, let me show you what this looks like in practice. A common example from Norwegian parenting culture illustrates this perfectly. Picture a 5-year-old struggling to get across the monkey bars at a neighborhood park. She falls, gets frustrated, tries again, falls again. The mother stands there, arms crossed, completely relaxed. After the 4th fall, the girl looks at her mom with tears in her eyes. And you know what the mom says? You're figuring it out. Not, do you need help? Not, maybe that's too hard for you. Just, you're figuring it out. And on the 6th try, the girl makes it across. The look on her face, pure triumph. That wasn't just about monkey bars. That was her brain filing away evidence. I can do hard things. Developmental neuroscience calls this building emotional regulation circuits. It's the part of the brain that says, this is hard, but I can handle it. And you can't build that circuit by shielding your child from every uncomfortable feeling. Research into Scandinavian parenting approaches reveals a consistent philosophy. The philosophy, as one Swedish parenting educator might explain it, is, we don't rush to make our children happy all the time. We let them be bored. We let them figure out what to do with themselves. Because someday, we won't be there, and they need to know they're okay on their own. That's not coldness. That's love with the long game in mind. Principle 3, community support, not isolation. Now here's what Scandinavian independence is not. It's not about throwing your kid into the deep end and hoping they swim. Independence isn't the opposite of support. It's supported collectively. In Norway, kids as young as 6 or 7 walk to school. But they don't walk alone. They walk in groups. The whole neighborhood participates. Parents take turns. Older kids look out for younger ones. The community creates a safety net that allows children to be independent without being isolated. This high level of social trust is a key part of why this works in Scandinavia. And it's often the biggest hurdle in other countries. It's important to recognize that you may not be able to replicate this specific part, and that's okay. The goal is to apply the principles in a way that works for you. This reflects a common philosophy in their parenting culture. I don't need to watch every step. The world is watching with me. That's the power of shared trust. And this brings me to the most important thing Scandinavian parents understand. Independence is a skill, not a personality trait. You don't have it or not have it. You build it, slowly, through practice, through trust. So how do you actually do this? How do you start building independence in your own home, even if you don't live in Scandinavia? Here are 5 concrete steps. These aren't radical. They're small shifts, but they're powerful. Now, here's the part that might surprise you most. Most parents assume step 1 is the hardest. It's not. Step 1, shift your language. This is the easiest change and the most impactful. Replace "be careful" with "you've got this." Replace "do you want help, son" with "what's your plan?" Replace "let me do it" with "I trust you to figure this out." Why does this work? Because language shapes belief. When you tell your child, "you've got this," you're not just being encouraging. You're signaling that you trust their judgment. And kids live up or down to what we expect of them. Step 2, create controlled risk. Give your child opportunities to test their limits in environments where the stakes are low. Let them climb a tree. Let them use a butter knife to cut their banana. Let them walk to the mailbox alone, even if you're watching from the window. Risk teaches awareness, not recklessness. When children navigate small risks successfully, they learn to assess danger accurately. And that's what keeps them safe in the long run. Step 3, pause before rescuing. This is the hardest one, because every fiber of your being wants to jump in when your child struggles. Here's how this plays out in real life. Picture a 4-year-old trying to open one of those impossible plastic packages. You know the ones? She's getting frustrated. Her face is turning red. Every instinct says to just take it and open it for her. But the parent implements that 5-second pause. Count silently. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here's what typically happens. The child stops, looks at the package from a different angle, tries a different approach, maybe using teeth. Not ideal, but creative. And then discovers the little tab on the side. No looking for approval, just ripping it open and moving on. But that flicker in their eyes tells the story. I did it. That pause? Many parenting experts note it's harder for the parent than the child. So here's what you should try. Next time your child is frustrated, trying to zip a jacket, build a block tower that keeps falling, or open a snack, pause. Count to 5, just 5 seconds. Let them feel the challenge. Let them problem solve. Let them experience the satisfaction of figuring it out. That pause builds confidence faster than any amount of praise ever could. Now, if after 5 seconds they're genuinely stuck and asking for help, of course, help. But you'll be surprised how often they don't need you. Step 4, involve the community. You don't have to do this alone. And honestly, you shouldn't. In Norway, there's a concept called dugnadsånden, the spirit of community work. It's the idea that everyone contributes to the common good. So parents organize walking buses for school, groups of kids who walk together, with different parents taking turns supervising. Neighbors look out for each other's kids. Older children are expected to help younger ones. This isn't helicopter parenting. It's the opposite. It's creating a web of support that allows children to be independent safely. Start small. Talk to one neighbor. Coordinate with one other family. Let your kids play outside together without you hovering. You're nearby, but you're not managing every interaction. Independence flourishes when it's supported by a safety network. You just need to build that network. Step 5, model calm confidence. The truth is, your child isn't just watching what you say, they're watching how you feel. When your child takes a risk and you're visibly anxious, holding your breath, hovering, they absorb that anxiety. They think, "Mom's scared. This must be dangerous. I can't do this." But when you stay calm, when you smile, when you project confidence, they learn regulation through imitation. So take a deep breath, unclench your shoulders, trust that they can handle more than you think. Now, you shouldn't ignore danger or stop protecting your child. Safety always comes first, but confidence and safety can grow together if we learn to trust. So here's what you need to remember. Independence isn't a risk, it's a skill. One that's built slowly, with trust, step by step. You don't have to be perfect. You don't have to revolutionize everything overnight. Just start with one thing, one pause, one "you've got this" instead of "be careful." Because every time you trust your child to try, you're teaching them who they are. Someone capable, someone who can handle hard things. Picture your child walking ahead of you, confident, curious, not looking back every few steps to make sure you're watching. That's not them moving away from you. That's your love in motion. But here's the problem. While you're building independence, you might accidentally be doing something else. Something that quietly damages their confidence without you even realizing it. Things like comparing them to other kids, praising the wrong way, or ignoring the small moments that shape how they see themselves. These habits are subtle. They feel normal. But the data shows they have a massive impact on self-esteem. That's exactly what we cover in this video. It's the natural next step after this. Because independence means nothing if your child doesn't believe in themselves. Click it right now. I'll see you there.